This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Where are you going? I think of saying Turkey, the Mediterranean, but it sounds preposterous. I hear myself answer, along the Silk Road, to the northwest, to Kashgar. And this sounds strange enough. She smiles nervously. She feels she has already reached out too far, and turns silent. But the unvoiced question, why are you going, gathers between her eyes in a faint, perplexed fleur-de-lis. This why in China is rarely asked. It is too intrusive, too internal. We walk in silence. Sometimes a journey arises out of hope and instinct, the heady conviction as your finger travels along the map. Yes, here and here and here. These are the nerve ends of the world. 100 reasons clamour for your going. You go to touch on human identities, to people an empty map. You have a notion that this is the world's heart. You go to encounter the protean shapes of faith. You go because you are still young and crave excitement, the crunch of your boots in the dust. You go because you are old and need to understand something before it's too late. You go to see what will happen. Yet to follow the Silk Road is to follow a ghost. It flows through the heart of Asia, but it has officially vanished, leaving behind it the pattern of its restlessness, counterfeit borders, unmapped peoples. The road forks and wanders wherever you are. It is not a single way, but many, a web of choices. Mine stretches more than 7,000 miles, and is occasionally dangerous. But in the Temple of the Yellow Emperor, the woman's gaze has drifted north. "He was buried up here, on the mountain," she says. "It's written that people tugged at the Emperor's clothes as he flew to heaven, trying to pull him back. Some say that only his clothes are buried there, but I don't think this is true." She speaks softly, with a tinge of unexplained sadness. "The grave is quite small, not like those of later emperors. I think life was simpler in those days." We walk for a minute longer, under the eaves of the temple. Then suddenly, the quiet is shattered by the stutter of power drills and the groan of dump trucks. "They are building the new temple," she says, "for celebrations and conferences. This one's too small. The new one will hold 5,000 people. Later, I peer down from the hillside on the building site where it will be. I imagine the stressless, unchanging temple pavilions of China rising from their wan granite. This place, Huangling, is only 100 miles north of modern Xi'an, but is lost deep in another time of erosion and poverty. Who will come? But the whole site is resurrecting as a national shrine, and already the older temple is filled with the memorial stelae of China's statesmen, offering homage to the father of the nation. Here is the stone calligraphy of Sun Yat-sen from 1912, and of Chiang Kai-shek, predictably coarse, of Mao Zedong, who was later to condemn the Yellow Emperor as feudal, of Deng Xiaoping and the hated Li Peng. The clamour of restoration dies as you climb the track where it snakes through the cypress woods. From somewhere sounds the drilling of a woodpecker, and human voices echo and fade above you. Here and there a yellow flag on a bamboo pole marks the way. You are sinking back in time. Close to the summit, the path becomes a stone stairway, and the trees turn phantasmal, their trunks twisted like sticks of barley sugar, or wrenched open on swirling slate-blue veins. Here, the grandest mandarin, even the emperor, abandoned his sedan chair and approached the mausoleum on foot. For there is little in the end, from music to the calendar, whose discovery is not attributed to the Yellow Emperor. He reigned for 100 years, until 2597 BC, before ascending to heaven on a dragon. It was he who instituted the festivals of earth and silk. After him, the reigning emperors, from a remote time, inaugurated the year by ploughing a ritual furrow, while their empresses offer cocoons and mulberry leaves at the altar of his wife, late Sue.